and Vugu Nyosi, Black Revolutionary Now. Just want to bring this must needed video on the legacy of the legend O.J. Simpson. Very important to discuss a few details that most people don't know about, because we have a white supremacy media an agenda to mislead and to keep key evidence of this case hidden. So people ask me, do I believe that OJ committed those murders? Back then, I used to say, maybe he did it and he got away with it. But when you research and you find out key things that this case presented and the media deliberately fail to let you know about, and we have a saying is, once you keep repeating something over and over, doesn't matter if it's not true or not, it becomes true because you keep hearing it all the time. People are discussing it all the time, so it must be true. When we do the critical research on this specific case and the key players in this case, I will confidently say 1000% O.J. Simpson is not guilty. And here's why. First of all, we have to deal with the background of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. A lot of people don't know this. They had a few friends who they used to do drugs with that were viciously murdered. I think one was a year before, and I think another one was 6 months before. We don't talk about that. And one of the guy, which was friends with Nicole Goldman, with Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson, he was murdered the same way Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered. Is it a coincidence? No. A lot of people don't know this. Also, Nicole Brown Simpson racked up a death of owing some mafia people money, and OJ stepped in and actually paid that bill the first time. The second time she did, he refused to. Now, that may be why they got into arguments and stuff like that. I don't know, I wasn't there, but I'm just trying to bring you information that a lot of people don't know. When you want to look at Nicole Brown Simpson neighbor, I think his name is Glenn Rogers. Look him up. He confessed, yes, I'm going to say it again. Glenn Rogers confess to the murders of Ron Goldman and Nika Brown Simpson. And for some reason, that case just disappeared. There's a lady who actually saw 4 men running out of Nicole Brown Simpson house, and she said, yeah, she saw these 4 men. I think her name is B.R.N Glitchus or something like that, and she was one of the key eyewitnesses for the defense. And for some strange reason, she had some bogus charges laid on her, whatever, to discourage her testament. And of course, Mark Fuhrman, the racist white supremacist cop, LAPD cop, who is on record saying he don't like black men with white women, and if he could take all black men or black people and put them on a boat and blow up the boat, he would. He's on record using racial slurs. And when he was on the stand, he said he basically, when he was questioned, plead the fifth for planting evidence, for being on the scene, and if he plant evidence and stuff like that, yeah, this man, this white supremacist, racist, Mark Fuhrman, yes. Check out this video, this quick 1-minute video on Mark Fuhrman on the witness stand, or understand, pleading the fifth to all the questions being asked of him. Check it out, and we'll come back and discuss the rest.
Detective Fuhrman, would you please resume the witness stand? All right, good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
You're reminded, sir, that you were still under oath. Mr. Ullman, you may proceed.
Detective Fuhrman, was the testimony that you gave in this case completely truthful?
I wish to assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Have you ever falsified a police report?
I wish to assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Is it your intention to assert your Fifth Amendment privilege with respect to all questions that I ask you?
Yes.
I only have one other question, Your Honor.
What was that, Mr. Ullman?
Detective Fuhrman, did you plant or manufacture any evidence in this case?
I assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Yes. As you can see, this is Mark, the white supremacist, anti-black, racist Fuhrman, who, mind you, was first on the scene. So we know he planted evidence all over the place. Also, one more thing, and there's so many things I could discuss and I could bring up. but I'm just trying to bring key things to let you know how this case was racially motivated by the LAPD and these white supremacists who try to bring O.J. Simpson down. Yes. One more thing. They took blood samples from O.J. Simpson. Mark Furman and this other, I think, investigator had his blood, driving around with his blood, when his blood should be in a lab ready to process if needed. But check this out. There's a chemical called EDTA, which is only found when blood is actually stored, or it's stored in a vial. So if you have blood when you get a cut and it comes out and it falls on the floor, fall on a carpet, whatever, you wouldn't find that trace. It only will find that trace if the blood actually was put and stored somewhere, and then you put it on something. The EDTA will actually show up. And guess what, family? When you look at the blood that was tested by the defense of O.J. Simpson, they found that chemical on the socks, I think in the Bronco, and I think somewhere, inside his house or whatever, or her house. So they found that chemical all over, that they say this was O.J. Simpson blood. And, to top it up, they were missing some of the blood that was actually taken from him. So some of the blood is missing that they take from him, and the blood that had EDTA in it was found on the crime scene and his socks and so forth. So when people ask me, did O.J. Simpson commit that murder? Knowing what I know now and knowing the evidence that is there for you and for people to go see and search for themselves, you will have a different spin, because the moment we listen and take as law from the white media and these lying people and these people who have agenda, we know how corrupt this white supremacy system is. So you think I'm going to believe anything they say? Hell no. So I just wanted us to bring that to you, and also big up and rest in peace, not only to O.J. Simpson, but the great mind and great lawyer of Johnny Cochran. Amazing. White people are mad because you have this black man, this lawyer, who was just phenomenal, intelligent, shut them down, shut down the racists, beat them at their own game, and of course O.J. Simpson. I don't agree with O.J. Simpson cooning, and him with all his white women. I don't. But I understand the importance of this case because it's bigger than O.J. And for all the black people, especially the black men who was lynched by this white supremacy system, is very, very is very sweetening and very sweet to see a black man who was racially profiled, who was racially put in their court system to be lynched, beat them at their own game. And white people, even in OJ death, they are still angry. They are still mad. And I'm just smiling and just happy because we know the system of white supremacy and we know what they have done and continue to do to our people. So I just wanted us to bring that little bit of key information for you. And don't listen to me. Don't listen to the media. Go and do the research and go look up the names and you see for yourself. Because there's a lot of people who is slow to research but quick to talk. Peace and Black power. Black revolutionary now.